Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
So, Soto, I do have one more movie. I know I saw the menu earlier this week, so I did not know if I'd get to two fresh ones. But earlier today, I was just through on Netflix, and actually, no, excuse
Snuck
me,
in a note.
excuse me. I went to Tubi because I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can find. Originally, my thought was to go to Tubi to find a movie possibly worse than Under the Bed. I'm like, find
Oh
me a 90
God, why would
minute
you do that to yourself?
because it's hilarious, and I want to. You never know. You could find a gem, but after
Sure,
that,
yeah.
that's kind of where I was at. But then something popped up that has been on my radar, and again, kind of like I've said with Clerks 3, I forgot this existed. Um, I had to watch Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Yeah, what
Have you
is
seen
this?
this?
No, because I think the last one I saw was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back,
From
way back in the
2001,
day.
correct.
Yeah,
Uh,
which had Mark Hamill in it, and that movie was fucking hilarious.
so, all
It's one of my
right, so
favorite Kevin Smith movies.
I wish I would have rewatched that a little bit because it's been so long since I've seen it. But so what Reboot is, outside of making fun of Reboot, obviously Jay and Silent Bob, and this takes place before Clerks 3 because I know I saw Clerks 3 earlier this year, so timetable wise. And yeah, so what happens is Jay and Silent Bob are just basically living the same lives they always lived.
Hmm.
But what happens is they're taken to court. Now, obviously, if you remember in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, they were trying to ruin the movie Blunt Man and Chronic because it was using their
Yeah.
likeliness. So it failed, and they're doing a reboot of Blunt Man and Chronic, making Chronic a female this time around.
Oh
But
no.
that's kind of beside the point. But so they're in court, and in an accident, because obviously they don't read the fine print, because of this reboot, they can't go by the names Jay and Silent Bob anymore because now Bluntman and Chronic need to own the rights to those names because they're the real life people of Bluntman. It's obviously absurd, but I'm just trying to quickly explain this.
Hmm.
So Jay and Silent Bob have to go back to Hollywood to stop the reboot from being made.
Oh my
uh,
God.
and along the way, so I don't want to say too much because there is a couple of surprises in this that I kind of want to stay away from. But obviously, a lot of characters in the Jay and Silent Bob universe come back. Brody from
Sure.
Mallrats, Ben Affleck from Chasing Amy. I already forget his name. So
Was
obviously, because
Tracy
these
Morgan in this? Just yes or no?
no Tracy Morgan. No
Okay.
Tracy Morgan. But it's funny because, again, in a meta kind of way, Kevin Smith not only plays Silent Bob, he plays himself being the director of Blunt Man and Chronic. So he's kind of poking fun of himself because he's like, he's even saying, like, a cash grab. Who doesn't want to do reboots? Reboots are, difference between remakes and reboots. People to pay the same price for the same movie, and
Oh my
obviously,
God.
tongue in
Yeah,
cheek
it's
of what's
great.
happening. And if you loved Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I think you
I
need to
did.
see the reboot. And there's a couple, like even Shannon Elizabeth, who I forgot was in
Oh wow.
They bring her back. There's a few fun cameos. So it did get kind of old. As I said with Clerks 3, I felt that was a very good ending to the Clerks characters because obviously I know Jay and Silent Bob are part of that, but just that universe,
Hmm.
they gave it a great conclusion because again, I don't think Clerks 2, though funny, was a good conclusion. This almost seems to rehash a lot of stuff. So from Jan that I could remember. So yeah, some parts I laughed at, but overall, it wasn't too much new, but I did enjoy it. That makes sense, because obviously, again, the nostalgia kicked in. But if you get a chance, yeah, it's on Tubi, Soto. I would say check it out because there's a couple surprises. I just don't want to ruin for anyone story wise because I think you should see it because you love
Hmm.
Jay and Silent. But I would recommend maybe seeing that first if you have time to see this. I don't know how
Just
it's
to
in.
refresh my
Yeah,
memory.
because I mean, you might have watched it more than I did. I don't
I
think I
watched it in
watched.
college, which was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it came out in 2001.
Hmm.
So I have not watched it since then. So again, watching this brought back some things. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this character. I remember this. Do you need to see it? Probably not. You don't need to. I just think it might help. Um, but like I said, it, I didn't enjoy it as much as Clerks 3, uh, but I did laugh at some parts because it's just Jay and Silent Bob being Jay and Silent Bob, though it was weird seeing Jay just being our our age, basically still being the same character. Part of me is like, there comes a time. It's one thing when you're like in your early 20s saying these stupid shit. It's another thing when you're in the 40s and almost 50. Like, okay, maybe this is a little bit much, but it was dumb fun, and that's all I needed. Um, so in a weird way, it's in the middle of my list. It's right underneath Terrifier 2, but I am actually going to put this above the menu. So it's going to kind of nestle there in the new, number 11 spot. But that's kind of where it's at right now. It's just right in the middle. It was definitely worth the watch. I don't think I'll ever go back and watch this, though I will go back and watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I do kind of want to see that again because it has been a while, but it definitely I just don't want to ruin for you. I hope you do see it so we can talk a little bit more about it. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, interested for sure. Probably
Yeah.
Dogma still the best movie though, right?
Oh, 100%. I still think Dogma's
Yeah.
the best Kevin Smith one he's done. Um, I'm just trying to think. Yes, I mean I enjoyed them all. I loved, obviously Clerks. I mentioned that before. Mallrats was a great movie. Even Chasing Amy. He's up until Jay and Silent. His first five, before Clerks 2 were great. And then he did like the Cop Out and the Tracy Morgan, which he
Yeah.
pokes fun at himself at that. It's like, how did he direct this? So I give him credit for, making fun of himself, knowing where he failed. And I don't want to say failed, but the movies that failed in his filmography. But yeah, to me, the first five, to me, it's like, see those, then go to Clerks 2, then go to this, and then the reboot, then go to Clerks 3. Anything else Kevin Smith's done, I don't think I've liked one thing outside of that. Yeah. But yeah, definitely say it. So I think because you like Jay and Silent Bob, you should kind of see this one. I'm not saying right away, but you should put this on your radar, and it's on Tubi. So, but
Nice. Zach and Miri make a porno. I forgot that was him.
oh yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that one. That was Seth Rogen. I forget
Yeah.
who Elizabeth Hurley was that? No, Elizabeth
No,
Banks.
that's the other one.
Banks.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
She was the.
The
If I
Jersey
remember
girl.
correctly, oh yeah, he makes fun of Jersey Girl a lot in this. A lot in this.
Awesome.
But yeah, like I said, it isn't bad. I probably won't go back and watch this again. But you are correct. Dogma is the best thing Kevin Smith has done, and I will say this. Yeah, Matt Damon makes a fun little cameo as Loki in it too. That's not gonna.
Oh.
That's not that doesn't ruin anything. But I don't. There's one major plot thing I don't want to tell you in case you see it, because obviously they do bring back a lot of cameos. But Matt Damon is in it as Loki for a very brief moment. So
That's kind of cool.
and it's just funny when like Jay and Silent Bob are trying to explain the events of like almost the first five movies and the things they've done to other people. Because then you just hear absurd like, yeah, we had to fight these fallen angels and we met God. It kind of looks like Alanis Morissette and this and that, and we did this and then
That's right.
and then we had and so they kind of just talk all this shit. You're like, yeah, you know what? These movies are crazy, but they're fun. But yes, if you're a Jay and Silent Bob fan, at least see the reboot. You probably won't like it as much as the earlier work, but it's definitely worth the watch. But it's not as memorable as some of the earlier stuff. So, so what's in your future? This is it. We know Paddington 2 is happening. Is there
Yeah,
any movies
Paddington
that you feel you're
2,
gonna
I don't think we're ready for the Notebook.
Ooh.
I don't think that's gonna happen. There's an older movie that I admittedly have not seen. One of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies of all time, which is called the movie Bringing Up Baby. I have not seen this, and I'm gonna watch that. I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's still some classics that I haven't seen. I still want to see Don't Look Up. It's the Leonardo DiCaprio movie about the asteroid hitting the Earth. It seems pretty appropriate, but every time I look at it and it says 2 hours and 23 minutes, I'm like, I don't have time for this. Despite watching Free State of fucking Jones, I didn't have time for Don't Look Up. I don't know. I'm not ready for Paddington 2 because it's like I feel like it has to have some space.
Let it
'Cause I
simmer
don't
for a
really
little bit.
yeah, I don't really do a lot of kids movies, so I'm not saying I'm not a fan of them. I just don't. When I'm like looking for a movie, if I'm like in a mood for a movie, I'm usually like martial arts or action or something that I've heard is really good. or scary movies. Children's or kids movies doesn't really fall on that list. So, but we'll see if Paddington 2 indeed makes me feel like I want to be a better man. I'm very curious about this.
I need to know the answer to that. More or less, I need to know the answer to why that comment was there. Just I gotta know.
Oh God, it's great. Oh, it's great. Yeah, exactly. Now I gotta know. I gotta know now. That's it.
I never thought that Paddington Bear would be on this journey, but here we are. So, anyhow, that will do it for episode 7 of the 200 movie challenge. Yeah, I don't know what I'm watching, the next couple weeks. A lot of times I just flip on a streaming service and be like, this is it. So I have a feeling,
Yeah.
Soto. I have a strong feeling in the next couple weeks, I am going to watch a shit movie. And the question will be, is it worse than Under the Bed? I think I need to go there. I figure in once every couple months, just
Yeah.
find that movie and just,
Yep.
we'll see. And I do like the idea that we pick each other's movies maybe one week, but we'll get to that because there
Yeah.
has to be certain rules, which we will
Coming
talk
soon.
about. Coming soon, but I already have one for you. If it can still be free, 100% you're doing it. So anyhow, let us know any movies that we should see as long as it's free and we haven't seen it. We will review it. But yeah, 32 movies down and about 168 to go. So
Yeah.
here we are,
On our way.
mid-February. So we'll see. We should get there. So, but until next time, go watch Paddington 2. Make yourself a better man.
Yeah. Just hit play on that shit.